This is the Global Economics Scrap Metal Commodities and Recycling Report by BENLEE Roll-Off Trailers and Lugger Trucks, April 1st, 2019. U.S. steel production rose slightly to 1.934 million tons, near the multi-year high. Tariffs and slow economic growth are supporting volumes. Oil rose $1.17 per barrel to $60.21 per barrel as OPEC and especially Venezuela and Iran reduce output. Higher prices, though, bring increased inflation. U.S. weekly oil production remained at the record high of 12.1 million barrels a day. Continued great news for the U.S. economy. Iron ore fell slightly to $86.50 a ton as global markets remain in a slow growth mode. Scrap steel number one was no change at $318 a gross ton on steady demand and good supply. Many steel mills canceled open orders last Friday. That's signaling probable but not definite lower April prices. Hot rolled coil steel fell slightly to $34.45 on good supply and continued weakening in automotive and construction. Copper rose 8 cents to $2.93 on positive China trade news and as China works to increase economic growth. Copper prices are a total growth economic indicator, so this is good news. Aluminum was up 1.7 cents to 86.3 cents on slow growth and good demand in aerospace markets. January's euro area, which is larger than the United States, had industrial production fall 1.1% from January a year ago, which was better than the December's 4.2% drop, which was the steepest drop in 9 years. February's U.S. housing starts fell a big 8.7% from January, the largest decline since June. Single-family homes dropped a huge 17% as higher interest rates and weather hurt starts. The new estimate of U.S. growth was 2.2% for Q4 2018 and 2.9% for the year. 2019's estimates now range from 2.1 to 3.2%. The weekly U.S. 30-year mortgage rate fell the most in 10 years, ending at 4.06. The drop is due to the slowing economy, but now makes homes more affordable, which will help the economy. March's U.S. consumer sentiment was revised higher as households with incomes in the bottom two-thirds of income felt better about lower inflation, rising incomes, and economic growth. February's U.S. government deficit at $234 billion was the highest ever for a February. Paying interest on the debt is crowding out other needs and hurting economic growth, especially as we pay much of this interest to China, Japan, and Europe. February's federal spending was $98 billion for Medicare, Medicaid, $87 billion for Social Security, $57 billion for national defense, $25 billion on just interest on the debt. Again, just interest. $16 billion for Veterans Affairs, $11 billion for education, $8 for transportation, and $13 for all other. As debt levels increase, the more borrowing, and then that brings higher interest rates for all of us and brings a slower growth economy. China's manufacturing index rose from a 3-year low, the first increase since December, as output, new orders, and buying activity rose. This is great global economic news. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 427 points to 25,929 on positive China trade talks. The S&P Broader Index had its best first quarter in 19 years, a great economic indicator. Reducing the cost of transportation is key to business. Carry about 6,000 pounds more on every load with the BENLEE Tandem Axle Bridgemaster versus a conventional triaxle. A terrific heavy hauler. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.